Hey, this is your boy Bob TV with Freedom on Fire today. I got to talk about a young lady who just got a promotion. Well, she didn't just get a promotion. She got that promotion back during the time of the DNC and the Demexit. That's when all of us went to the convention, and after they did the Philadelphia screw job to Bernie Sanders, a lot of us Demexit out of the Democratic Party, and a lot of us is going to the Green Party. In the WikiLeaks emails, a young lady got a Gucci for 2 email. We find out that Debbie Wasserman Schultz stacked the deck against Bernie Sanders, and they pretty much rigged the elections and stole this from Bernie Sanders, more than anything stole it from his supporters who worked so freaking hard to get that man elected. The proof is already in pudding, but that's not what I want to talk about today. She was replaced by Donna Brazile. Now, before I go to Donna Brazile, I want to just ask a question. Why is she still holding a position in the Hillary Clinton campaign? Why did they allow her to run for Senate in Florida when she is guilty? She has been implicated. Her fingerprint is all on the evidence of corruption when it comes to election fraud. Election fraud is a crime. It is a crime. And the sad part about America now, you can commit all these crimes and all they can do is yell, "But Trump," and they'll forget all about your crimes and what you did. Too many of us up there, they want to use the "but Trump," do you want to use the "but Russia," and all that kind of stuff. All designed to get you to deflect from their issues, their stinking, corrupt campaign. Almost got tongue-tied. Now, she was replaced by Donna Brazile. Now, I want to get back to this because Tim Canova is challenging that election, and it has been proven there is evidence that there could be some election fraud that went on in that particular election down there in Florida. Now, Mr. Obama, president, you can smooth people over with that smile, but the smile don't change the fact. And your smooth words in the White House lawn with the French or whoever prime minister that was there with you that day, you can say all the smooth words, but you know election fraud is real. Why? Because your very own Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to step down because of election fraud, had to step down because of collusion in the campaign. So how can you talk that talk when it comes to Trump and not talk that talk when it comes to your own house? And that's the problem I got with the Democratic Party, because they're always trying to deflect, talking about "but Trump," and not even look in their own house. I don't give a crap about Trump. Trump ain't all that. You guys are scared. You're punks. You know the last word I told you, and I'm going to use your pussycats. You're a little weak when it comes to standing up for your democracy. You'll settle for corruption over here on the right side, on the left side, all because you don't want to deal with somebody on the right side because you're scared of them. And we're finding out in the leaks every day that all this stuff is planned. The fighting going on at the Trump rallies were planned by the DNC cooperatives, by the super PACs, Project Veritas. And yet you want to laugh at this and you want to make Project Veritas look bad now because you got caught in your stuff. So anybody who catch you in your dirt, you want to blame them for them catching you in your dirt. That's like I'm blaming my mama for whooping me for doing wrong. How you gonna beat me, for doing wrong? You the one caused me to do wrong. That doesn't even add up. The point is, you're getting caught in your mess, and all you can do is say "but Trump," or "but Russia," or "Trump grabbed some woman's butt," or "Trump grabbed some woman's crotch," or "Trump said a nasty word over here," and not look at your own mess going on over here. It's a distraction. I'm here to let you know that the people in America see these things and they're not looking behind. Real Americans who really look at the issues, they see these things and they're not turning a blind eye to it. They're not having a blind eye to this stuff. So it's not going to work. And what it does is make you look stupid. When you have all these issues going on daily, a new scandal come out, and I call it the punk press. These pussies, I use the word pussies, these pussies of journalists not reporting the news. And when I use that word pussy, I mean somebody that's just weak. I'm not talking about parts that Donald Trump grabbed, okay? Weak-minded, weak thinking, can't stand up to the establishment journalists. Why? Because they want to go to the next dinner party. They want to be friends with the politician. When have it been where the journalists become friends of politicians? Your job is to report the freaking news, good or bad. And you're mad at WikiLeaks because they're doing your freaking job. And the elite establishment want to have Julian Assange killed because he's doing your job, not exposing corruption. Matt Lauer, Chris Hayes. I can go on and on and on. I'm not going to go there with the media. And it's a shame a person like me that's an independent that normally votes Democrat have to go to Fox News to get the freaking truth because the progressive news reporter, punks on NBC, MSNBC, who cannot stand up against corruption in the government because they're buddies who got paid by their networks in their campaign, you can't stand up to them. Why? Because your bosses are on the side of the politicians. So you can't do your job. I'd rather quit and start my own freaking news network than have some boss man try to tell me I can't report the corruption that's going on. I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to report corruption. And if I'm corrupt, you report me. I'm not perfect. I got a little corruption in my skin somewhere. Not everybody's perfect. But when you're in steep corruption, and you don't report it, they make you a punk of a journalist, a pussy of a journalist, and you are not doing your job, and you can't get mad at WikiLeaks because they're doing your job better than you. Now, let me get back to Donna Brazile. Big Mama. You took the job, you say you're going to be better than Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Come to find out you just as much as a kiss up than her. So here we go. The leaks come out. And the leaks come out implicating you, Donna Brazile. Yes, you. And you're going to try to feed questions to Roland Martin when it come to that town hall or that come to that particular debate. You feed them a question. And what you do, you play cowardice. You don't handle the question that was given to you. You push blame. You're implicated in this email. You gave questions to the debate moderator to ask somebody for somebody in the audience to ask Hillary Clinton. You pretty much prepared her with the question in the debate before the debate got started. In other words, you got her ready for the question so she had plenty of time to answer it. That is against debate rules. That is against election rules. You're not supposed to do that. And as of that, you need to step down because clearly you're trying to be inside in the operations of making sure the candidate look good, preparing the candidate. And in the debates, the candidates don't supposed to know these questions. But you feed her the questions before the debate. Clearly, you played sham. You operated in corrupt procedures when it comes to the debate process, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're no different from Debbie Wasserman do anything for Hillary Schultz, as my man from the Humanist Report say. You have become Donna do anything for Hillary Brazile now. Because you're not doing things right, you're doing it for her wrong. Now, then when you get addressed about the question, you're going to badger the person who's asking the proper question. The person who's standing up boldly in your face, asking the right questions to get the right answers. You're going to blame him for badgering you, and then you're going to stick the Trump name on top. Here we go with this Trump crap. If you're going to badger me like Donald Trump badger women, you don't say nothing about Bill Clinton badgering women and abusing women and raping women, but you're automatically going to go to Trump, which you have no evidence of him really doing that. He hasn't been convicted of that. But Bill Clinton paid somebody off for that. You corrupt politicians just get on my last nerves. And real Americans, real patriots need to stop being punks and pussies and stand up to them. Again, I'm using the word pussy meaning weak-minded, soft and tender like a little kitty cat. We need some lions that'll get in your face and call you out when it comes to this country. You're the one making this country look weak. So immediately if somebody poses a question, you're going to go, well, somebody, I'm not going to open up no emails and read it. You ain't got to open it up, baby. We already know you in the emails. The world knows. So whether you open it or not, we know you're in the emails and you're implicated. And you're just trying to cover up your track talking about but Russia. Emails come from Russia. The government told us. What government entity told you that Russian fingerprints was on this thing? And even if the government did tell you that, why should we believe them? They the one told us there were weapons of mass destruction over in Iraq. Come to find out none of that stuff was a bald-faced lie. So now you want the American people to believe the government? You are the government. You screwed Bernie Sanders out of election. You turned your back on this. You turned your back on that. You're not standing up to questions. You're involved with campaign finance issues, ethic issues. You, the government leaders. You're a government leader, Donna Brazile, right? You're a congresswoman. And you're the head of DNC right now, temporarily. You need to sit your butt down. You don't need to be in this job. You're making the job worse. You're no different from Debbie Wasserman Schultz. So let me get back to this. So he asked you the question and you tried to deflect the question talking about Bud Trump. That's all you guys been doing all year. Once WikiLeaks start uncovering your crap, the dirt with the Clinton Foundation, the dirt with the Clinton campaign, the email message and things like that, real genuine collusion, real genuine fraud, real genuine crimes that have yet to be convicted. Now, listen, let me go back to this. Just because I stole something from the store and then go to jail for it, still don't make me not a thief. I may not get caught, but what the act of stealing made me a thief, not the act of getting caught. So you can take that narrative where she never been convicted. That doesn't make you a thief. I've stolen steaks and all that kind of stuff. Never got caught. I was still a thief whether I got convicted or not because I stole the steak. It's the act that makes you a convict. It's the act that makes you that particular thing, not the conviction. You just got charged with it. So don't think just because nobody got charged in all these crimes that's going on right now to this day, these two guys get dropped out of the campaign, out of the super PAC because of Project Veritas. Project Veritas sent an undercover agent undercover and found out all this corruption that's going on in the super PACs that's attached to the DNC. We sent up here blaming Trump for all these riots that's going on when you went out there and started that mess. And then the Donald Duck costumes in remnants to George H.W. Bush running against Bill Clinton when you came up with the Chicken George, saying George H.W. Bush was a chicken, so you walked around in these chicken suits trying to incite violence. This year you walk around in the Donald Duck suit trying to incite violence. The DNC and the super PAC working together to help push and boost the Clinton campaign. This is sad. You can't win it straight up. And see, this is how you curve an election. When you push a narrative, we already know the number one plan in an election is to name your opponent. Define your opponent. He who does that first and best have a greater chance in winning. And that's what you did to Donald Trump. It was pretty easy because he's brash, he's from New York and stuff like that. And he do have a hint of racism in it. No, you'll go ahead and blow it up. He's bad. He's a racist. He started violence. His crowd is violence. Of course his crowd is going to get violent. When you send a gang of people, pay them money, people that are mentally retarded, and you're going to send them and pay them money to go out there and start fights? And then here you come, Donna Brazile, oh, but Russia, but Trump. What? That ain't got nothing to do with it. That was the DNC, that was the DCC, and that was the super PAC, all working for Hillary Clinton that paid those people to go out there and start those fights out there at Trump rallies. This is a shame. I used to be proud to be Democratic. When I found out my leaders are doing this stuff just to win an election. And then you got George Soros, the guy who owns most of the freaking voting machines, half of them in the world today, the electronic machines, supporter of Hillary Clinton. That is a conflict of interest. You need to get rid of that guy and his machines. Come on. You're still in democracy from real people who just want to go vote. What's up with all this stupid stuff? sending people out there to start fights at the Trump campaign. You got people who caught on videotape saying I cut up ballots and I shredded them. I got mad because I saw Trump on all these ballots and I just ripped them up and shredded. And you're going to say, it's okay. We'll let you go this time, but don't do it again. No, you're supposed to stop that guy. You need to call the police on him. That's election fraud. And if it wasn't for WikiLeaks, and if it wasn't for investigative reports, where we caught your own very people doing these things on video, the world would not believe it. You would sit there and say, like you're trying to do, well, they're trying to twist this, or they edited the film to make it look like we were doing this, or Russia hacked into our system. It's not, I don't care who freaking hacked into your system. The point is, you are doing these things and you're trying to cover up for it. And you just holler, but Trump didn't pay his income tax, but Trump this, but Trump. I don't give a crap about Trump. Stop using that. It's old. Sound like a little child. What about your issues? WikiLeaks is coming out with stuff every day out of those Podesta emails, every freaking day. Yet you, Donna Brazile, you sit up here and make all these excuses. Oh, this and that. Oh, Hillary did this and she did fine. But when somebody challenges you on a question, all you can do is say, you can't answer it. So you deflect it and try to make the person asking the question feel bad. And it don't work like that with real reporters, baby. You can come hard as you want. They're going to come back harder. They're going to hit you harder with the question. Stop saying and answer the freaking question. But no, you're trying to defend your girl who recently, in September, because you didn't prepare her for Matt Lauer's questioning, because you're supposed to be the inside woman in CNN, in NBC, you're supposed to be a commentator, so which means you should suppose you're there by design to get the inside scoop, to give it back to the campaign. Well, we know why you're working for them. Ain't nobody's no dummy. You got hired and you got placed there by the DNC so you can get inside information from the news report back to the campaign.